Welcome to another episode, another edition of the Atlanta School of Marriage and Relationship. My name is Jimmy Stevens. I'm your pastor and relationship coach here to help you navigate these emotional, challenging experiences so you and your partner, your spouse, can move closer together instead of further apart. So, listen, the question today is this: how do you learn? That's my question to you. How do you learn? The reason I ask this question is because communication is a learned skill. It does not happen because you love your spouse, you love your partner, so that's why you should be able to communicate and they should understand you. Nothing it can be further from the truth. Communication does not happen because you like each other, you love each other. Communication is learned. You must learn how to communicate. And this is what we talk about in terms of me primarily as an author of this book called The Jimmy Rules, where I'm talking about how to build a structure and system of communication. So let's kind of dissect this again. Question is, how do you learn? Because if you have the understanding or the idea that because I'm in a relationship, I know how to communicate, or my spouse should know how to communicate with me if they love me. Some of us actually have this premise. If they love me, they would have reached out. If they love me, they would have asked those questions when I was looking sad, when I was looking distant, when I was acting like I didn't want to be in their presence. They should have reached out to me, pushed beyond all of my barriers to comprehend what I'm going through. And we think that's love. So let's be real, guys. First of all, communication is a learned skill. It is a skill. This is not because I love you. This is a learned skill, much like tying your shoe, driving a car. All these are learned skills. Let's circle back to the question again. How do you learn? Now, if I ask that question, most of you off the top of your head, you're going to say, well, Jimmy, I may learn a visual. I'm a visual learner, or I'm an audible learner. I love to kind of listen to content like this, podcasts, ebooks. That's how I learn. That's how I learn and get through things. I listen. I listen to people, and I kind of observe and I process things. And that's how I gain my understanding. So listen. First off, there's two different things. There's understanding and there's learning. Learning is only done. Listen to me. Only done by doing. No one listening to me who has a driver's license learned by watching someone drive. You didn't learn how to tie your shoe by watching somebody tie their shoe. You learned by doing until the point of mastery. That's how we learn. We learn by execution. We learn by repetition. Consistently doing something over and over again is how we learn. With that said, that is the number one reason why just counseling sessions do not work. Because you're only obtaining a small amount of content, maybe micro, depending on how bad the conversation went, depending how emotionally charged the conversation got. If we reached back and got some experiences that were traumatic, that were toxic, that reminded you, it took you back there when your therapist was talking, or your counselor or your coach was talking to you, and your partner or your spouse, you tuned out because you're still upset, cortisol levels still high, you still increased, still on defense. All of that is happening, and you're trying to retain information that you can use the next time. Doesn't compute. So understanding that the only way we really learn is by doing. That's why my program, in addition to sessions, are the most effective way to work with me or anyone else. If they don't have a program, then you are losing a great deal of opportunity of knowledge. The reason is this skill that's needed for your relationship has to be developed by both parties, has to be practiced by both parties,